Hello, 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 hello. Look at that. Can we get it even sharper? Come on. Nope, not gonna get there for me. Soft, fuzzy buds. Make a pillow out of this tea. Deliciousness. Let's get into it. YunnanSourcing.us website on this one because geopolitics. Shout out to Scott. Hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you're managing the situation okay. Obviously a big pain in the booty. Scott's probably pretty well insulated from this one, at least from having a kind of like local stock in Texas. So shout out to you, dude, for being smart. I went and got 17 different teas from Yunnan Sourcing. So I got black tea, green tea, and white tea this year from them, from their 2025 release. I do need to be signed up on their newsletter to get the kind of notification, because I think I missed a couple of the green teas. But I got the green tea sample pack. I got the black tea sample pack. And then I added some extra stuff, and they don't have a white tea sample pack. So I went and bought some, like four white teas. So this is the, holy smokes, that's hard to see, Jinggu. And I'm giving this quite some time in here. And I'm actually brewing this at a lower temperature today. I brewed this at boiling, and it was good. Very vegetal. I'm hoping to do kind of more Japanese style extraction on this and get a bit more umami with this method. Coming off of a really intense, raw, blinded taste testing, sampling kind of dealy bobber, and excited for some gentler, softer flavors and notes. You can see the leaves aren't even close to being completely saturated. So with white tea especially, it is important in general to hit it with boiling water. This is an experiment. Go ahead and skip the cha high because I want the heat. I want to have it cooler. Beautiful white tea color. Fresh spring. Really heavy on jasmine, and I think I'm being interrupted actively. There's a squealing banshee coming downstairs. I will be right back. Actually, hey, dude, come over here. Sorry to everyone who hates children and joy. Get over here, you wild man. Come here, Squeaker. Hey, you want a sip? Sandpit time. Straight to the gold. What am I but a useless peasant among sandpits? Straight past. He's been saying when we've been drinking tea together, he's been saying that's flavor. So we're working on flavorful. Although I like that's flavor. That's flavor. I mean, it is a complete sentence. So it's not technically wrong. There's an interesting kind of like protein note on this, something that I'm having a little bit of a harder time describing. I think it's kind of that egg yolk thing, but it's not quite egg yolk, but it's kind of that, yeah, like kind of like custardy, but not as yolky. Almost like egg white. Yeah, something about it. Nothing but sweetness, of course. Really strong desert sage on the nose. Really beautiful nose, actually. And yeah. Eucalyptus. Fruit. jasmine flowers, eucalyptus herb. Really, really lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a full boil this time and let it hang out for quite some time still even then. Hope everyone's enjoying their tea drinking today. Be right back. Just had to make sure that my my mini-me is still breathing. Maybe slightly weak on the Wagon. I mean, that's kind of one of the big differences, I'd say, with white tea, green tea. Maybe not. Some green teas definitely, like the Japanese green tea is just a whole different thing. But even some black teas versus kind of your like really deeply roasted oolongs or your pu'ers, they're just gonna have a longer, denser, ongoing flavor. Nothing wrong with this. It's just a different. It almost feels like a different beverage, categorically. The notes are so different. Anyway, a whole lot of fun. I love these sample packs. Please, more vendors, do more of them. I am probably considered a bit fairly experienced in the tea game at this point, and I gotta say, I still love sample packs. I think they're just a great way to try different stuff. So I've been thinking about buying some other sample packs of different pu'er cakes from different, maybe single producer, different cakes, different ages. See what I think. And that's just a really accessible way to do so. Yeah, sure, you're going to pay twice as much per gram to do it for some of the nicer stuff. But that's fine. I don't think the price difference is, in fact, I think if anything, it's a good value. Scott's offering is a good value for the grams of the cost, rather. So some of the at least pu'er sample sets that I've had seen, rather, they're kind of like, yeah, twice as much. I'm really trying to figure out this kind of proteiny thing. I'm confused. The color of the liqueur on this. It's like just too. Oh man. Hard to see. Sorry, everybody. But that just classic white tea complexion. Cheers. Nice, soft, full. Good viscosity, but one of the favorite things about white teas for me is the viscosity is just crazy on them. So I'd say good for a white tea, good for tea in general, white tea wise. Nice sweetness. This is a good value white tea. I think I prefer less spring flavors and more high fruit, mellower teas. I like my white teas to brew out pretty orange. So you'll see quite a bit of variety of the base material itself. Let me go ahead and just pause and see if I can find something. Okay, so this is a small section of a brick of a 2022-23 Ibu white tea from Tea Encounter. And so what I mean by the difference in color here is these are obviously very differently oxidized, quite a variety of oxidation levels. This Yunnan sourcing tea, the P, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pekoe, I don't, whatever. Looked it up. seemingly different can mean different things. Kind of is just like a word for quality, as kind of like a colloquial wash. But it can mean different things based on where you are. But I believe in China, it's a reflection of the kind of like trichome development on the actual material itself, and sometimes also being single leaf. Just a different kind of a beverage. Again, spring, honeysuckle, herbaceous eucalyptus, some tropical fruit, lychee, but it's subtle, the fruit, whereas that Yu has a quite bitter character to it, actually, which is really interesting, or at least semi-bitter. The 2020, they have a 2020 sample as well. Anyway, but I'm thinking of like Viet Sun's white tea. I think it's the Lao Cow. I'm totally butchering that. Apologies. But the plenty of white tea actually has some kind of those higher, fruitier, rounder notes, not nearly as like crisp spring. So this is kind of fun. This is the freshest white tea notes that I'm getting this year, and they taste like spring. So if that has some appeal to you, go ahead and check this one out. And it's reasonable in terms of the pricing as well. I have 4 or 3 more to bring on. I think I might do maybe a kind of comparison mega soda at the end and sort of say, hey, here's what I prefer. But I think I've tasted all of them so far, and they're all nice, and kind of a bit more familial resemblance between each other in terms of the notes. So when you're drinking white teas, go ahead and try a bunch of different areas beyond potentially Yunnan. All right, that's it for me for now. Hopefully you all enjoyed this one. I know I enjoyed drinking this offering from Yunnan Sourcing. Go to yunnansourcing.us for the ability to actually purchase tea at a reasonable price. I got a ton of tea for free shipping as well. So check them out. Of course, as always, subscribe, do all this stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.